Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel. We're back with another Upland video, and Upland made a new announcement that is very interesting. I think it's very cool, can add another aspect to the game, and we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about the contest as well we hold for the lazy nodes because their new announcement kind of directly relates to that, so that'll be interesting as well too. I've got a couple of different ideas to throw out there at people, so love to hear your feedback, love to see them in the comments, or you can jump on our Discord. It has a link below. Tell us what you think there. And of course, we love the likes, shares, comments, all that good stuff as well. All right, so I also have a real estate channel, Mark Ferguson Invest for More. If you haven't seen that, lots of interesting videos on there. Our last one was a video of an 18,000 square foot commercial property where the roof caved in. We've got all fixed and repaired, and that is like the creepiest property I've ever seen in my life. So that's an interesting one. It's got 3 basements. No, 3 upstairs, 2 basements, a lot of weird stuff going on. But anyway, back to Upland, a virtual real estate game where you can buy kind of the same size lots as real life. You can build, rent, flip. It's pretty fun. And I don't play any other games really except this. I am pretty busy. So there's a lot going for Upland if it keeps my attention and keeps me going. And along with Upland, we've kind of created our own lazy nodes. And a node is an area, a neighborhood where people get together, buy properties, build properties, kind of create their own Discord channels, have a community, and it can be a lot of fun. And so we started 2 lazy nodes kind of around my YouTube channel. And I call them lazy nodes because we have basically no rules. Think of it as an area without an HOA in real life, right? I see some other nodes saying, here's what you have to build, here's exactly how it has to look, here's the rules, here's what you have to do to be part of it. And that's fine, right? I'm not criticizing them. That's cool they want to do that. It really, adds character and different things to their neighborhoods. But you also have nodes like ours where it's like, hey, do whatever you want. We're cool, pretty laid back. So in real life, you have HOAs to kind of control, hey, you can't park your work truck here. Your grass has to be so long. You have to get colors approved. Or you have the HOA or the neighborhoods without HOAs, and Cousin Eddie's RV is parked right next to your yard. So you get pros and cons of both, but you can do whatever you want in the non-HOA areas. All right. So here's Neponsit, one of our lazy nodes. The other one is Henry Ford in Detroit. And you can see here we've been doing some good building. We still got lots of builds going on. This is one of our contest winners, so we have contests at least every 10 days, well, pretty close to 10 days, where everyone donates spark to help build buildings. We built this apartment. We built some other, I can't remember all of them, some other properties over here. And then other people have come along and just built properties. So it's really cool to see Neponsit doing well. More apartments here. I know this one, they're a very active member of our Discord too, I believe. And they're getting close to building their apartment. Other apartments popping up. So it's cool to see. So you can build an apartment, a regular house, even a tiny house, a mansion, whatever you'd like. We're pretty open to most things. So I wanted to see if any... I think that's still just a small townhouse, yeah. Because one of the announcements Upland made that's very interesting is they are adding tiny houses or small houses to build on lots that you couldn't build on before. So that was cool to see because I've bought, not so much in Neponsit, I think almost every lot in Neponsit is buildable. There might be a couple small ones somewhere. But for the most part, even these, I think you can still fit a property on there. It'd be close. But for the most part, pretty much every lot in Neponsit buildable is not a problem, which is kind of nice for this area. But in Henry Ford, some of the other neighborhoods, especially Rio, there's some tiny lots where you cannot build a property on it. You can't fit a house on it. You can't fit a small townhouse on it. They're just too small. So now we have tiny houses that should help fix that. And also, before we get going, this is our current contest winner, if you're wondering, right here. So if you have not donated any spark, I know they appreciate it. We're getting down. We might not quite finish this one before we do the next contest, but helping them build that apartment here pretty quick. And so that's cool to see. But actually, what I was going to do while I was doing this is I'm just going to take away, well, I thought I had more spark dedicated to that. Some spark temporarily. Oh, there we go. Because I can experiment with some of these tiny houses and see how big they are, how tiny the lot can be. So that's one of the announcements. We'll show that. We'll try and build a house in one of my small Detroit lots because I did buy some real small lots you couldn't build on, kind of help the community, help the node out, because those can really keep your floor prices down sometimes. You know, we've done an amazing job of raising the floor and raising values in our nodes, but if you have one lot, it's real small, you can't build on, that really decreases the value of that lot, and that can really, people see, oh, why is this property for sale for $30,000? That must be the floor, when actually, you know, the floor might be higher than $40,000 once that property is purchased, and people can see, oh, there's way more value. So that's one thing. And the other thing is Upland announced, let's see here, this is their block party thing, but you can now set your home address, and this is part of their kind of governance implementation into Upland, where eventually we'll be able to vote on things. You'll vote in your neighborhood, so you can set one of your properties as your home address. You have to have a building on it, so you have to have a residential building too. It can't be a factory, and it can be a tiny house, which we'll talk about here, but you can now set your home address, which is really cool. So I would highly suggest doing that. I would highly suggest doing it in Neponset if you can, just for selfish reasons, because they have a list of the top neighborhoods, which is pretty cool too. So I'll refresh that just to see. But I think Neponset would be a great place for us to kind of try and have our home base. Henry Ford's where all the work gets done and the factories being built, but we have our vacation houses and full-time residents in Neponset. So I think that'd be really cool. And so far we've got, man, look at that, Portage Park in Chicago. We'll talk about this too, how useful this list can be for other things as well. But last I checked, we were at 8. So we still have 8 people who have set their home address, including myself. But that'd be cool to see how high we can get on this list. I know there's a lot of really good nodes, a lot of historical nodes have been around a long time. People putting tons of money and effort into those. So I'm not expecting us to be number 1, but I think we can climb up this list a little bit and do pretty good. I think that'd be pretty cool. Now, what else can we learn from this list? Well, this is pretty much a guide to what nodes there are, where the nodes are, kind of how popular they are, and if you ever wondered where the nodes are, where people are buying, this pretty much gives us a list of what the popular ones are. Hollywood is a very popular area. Century City is a very popular node. Portage Park has been a historic one. And then there's some on here I had no idea existed. I didn't know Howard Beach would have that many home addresses there. I looked at prices. Prices aren't even that high there. That's kind of interesting. Venice, I know, is a node. Sherwood Forest in Detroit is a node. All kinds of nodes on here. And so some of these might be just really popular areas where a lot of people have properties and built up. And then most of them will probably be nodes. And so it's kind of cool to see this. Holliswood is a node. Outer Sunset's a node. Most of the Sherwood estates in every single city are pretty much a node. So, and then this is cool to see. Bell Harbor is a node in Queens. I own a few properties in there. I just like the waterfront dock properties there. So lots of stuff going on. Then yeah, Neponset. And Henry Ford is on here, but I think we just have, last I checked, one. Oh, it's not working now. It did this before too. I don't know why I did that. Maybe we have to do this. No. Well, and if you don't have a property in Neponset and you still want to make your home address in one of our lazy nodes, go for Henry Ford. That's fine too. I just think it'd be cool to have most of them if we can do it in Neponset. But like I said, we're lazy nodes. It's not a big deal if you want to do Henry Ford or something else, so it won't hurt our feelings. But I think it'd be cool to see what we can do there. So that's exciting. So we have our contest going here. We'll have another contest here in about a week or so probably. And along with that new contest, I had an idea, and I was talking about this on the Discord as well. We've had 10 contests so far, and all you have to do to enter is own a property in one of the lazy nodes, have a building started, and then comment on my YouTube video for that contest. Very simple, very easy. Well, so far up to this point, we've said no past winners can win again. Once you've won, you can't enter again until we make some new rule or some new decision. And I think for the next contest, if you are a past winner and you make your hometown in Neponset, preferably Neponset. If you only have a property in Henry Ford, that'll work too. But if you make your home address in one of our lazy nodes, you can enter the contest again. So I think that'd be a cool rule. Let me know what you think about that idea as well. Love to hear your thoughts and inputs on that, because I know some people, they've won the contest. It's been, 10 weeks, 12 weeks ago. They're still huge contributors, and some may have only had like a small townhouse that was built in a couple of days, and maybe it's time for them to be eligible to win again. Keep their interest up in our lazy nodes, and that's one idea of how to do that. All right, so we're going to move on to Henry Ford here. Let's see here. And yes, I keep buying properties in both nodes. I don't think I've sold one property in either lazy node. I've traded some, but I don't think I've sold one of them. All right, so here we have the factory. So thank you again to those who are helping with the factory. I know some of you have donated your Spark. We're down to 47 days, so getting closer there. I don't want to demolish it. That's not good. And you can't have your home address in a commercial property. It has to be residential, which makes sense. And so I have got, let's see if we can find some of the tiny lots, and if they're tiny enough or big enough to build. So here's one of the super duper tiny ones. And this one might be too tiny. I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll see what we can do. Where do we... There's a micro house. There it is. Okay. So it's also the fastest one to build. Takes the least amount of time. Does not fit. Oh, okay. We'll try it ourselves and see just how... That is so narrow. Okay. So even the tiny house won't fit on some of these lots. That's... Okay, I was wondering about that, because that lot is... Look at how small that is. So that's tiny. So we can't do that one. So it still won't fit on any lot. But then I've got some other... It's like... Oh, that one. Let's see if this one... Boy, if the tiny house is that wide... Oh, maybe it's not that big of an advantage. Let's see. Get this guy scooted over here. That looks pretty close. Oh, so close. But not quite big enough. But look at that. That is not that much skinnier than the small townhouse. It's hard to tell from this angle, right, until you can... But it looks about the same width. So really, the tiny house might not be that big of an advantage. Sure, it's a little shorter, so if you have a real square lot that's not very long, whoops, that might help. But for these real skinny lots, those tiny houses might not do much, so maybe that's not cool. Like this one right here, I think you could still probably fit... Let's see. Can we do a small townhouse? Yeah, you can still do a small townhouse there. So that's not a big deal. Okay. So we're all thinking on the Discord, we're talking like, hey, this will make some of these small, narrow, skinny lots more valuable. But if it's the same width pretty much as another townhouse, then really... it only helps for a very, very small percentage of lots that are like real short and stubby. So, well, there goes that idea. I thought maybe that would be a big difference, but that's okay. I mean, you still have the opportunity to build a small house. It's a nice feature for newer players just starting out, where they can build a smaller house in a quicker amount of time, get something built so they can do a home address. And honestly, if there are new players who want help, building their first building, and they want to set their home address in Upland, right? Hop on our Discord, tell people you're building your first building, start one in Upland, and I'll probably throw a little bit of Spark on there. I'm sure some other people will, and we can help you get something going. And hopefully you actually leave your address in Upland and don't just sell the property and run away as soon as we help you out. But I have faith in people and humanity that won't happen. But there you go. Okay. So interesting stuff. Update a little bit on Rio too, since we're here. And I don't know when I'll do my next video because the weekend is coming up and I will be up at my river house. But let's see here. I've still got a bunch of properties in Kokoda? Yes. Let's see what prices look like everywhere. Oh, what are we doing? Let's check out. Okay, we'll do a price check. Neponset. Oh, we've got some cheaper stuff in Neponset. We haven't been below 50 for a while. So that's interesting to see. How many do we have for sale? 53. That's still right where we have been. We got real close to 60 there for a while. And then every time our prices jump up a bunch, you see them drop down too because people are like, oh, I'm going to cash out. I'm going to make some money. And we do not have any restrictions on selling. Like I know some nodes will be like, you can't sell. You have to hold. We do not have those. So if you want to cash out, you want to sell, no hard feelings from me. I'm happy we can make you some money and help you out. But we're not trying to artificially inflate our values by making people not sell. So, all right. Henry Ford, 31. That's a good deal right there. 440 markup. That's a real good deal if someone wants to jump on that. My UPEX is getting kind of low, so I need to sell some properties here. But that's a good deal. Oh, there's a completed building for 49. That's a good deal there too as well. So there's some good deals in the nodes, and then let's see what some of the Rio stuff does. I haven't started a node. I mean, people keep asking me that. Are you guys? Someone even came on our Discord like, I see all these people buying properties in Kokoda from the lazy nodes. Are you guys starting a node there? And I've made no announcements. I've made no plans to start a node. I just like the area. I think it's cool. It's affordable. At some point in the future, maybe we do something there. But I also am kind of wanting to give people a chance in Rio or other people to start nodes if they want to. So it's kind of an investment in the area. If someone decides to start a node in the future, probably a good investment. And if not, maybe we do a node sometime later on. But I'm not in a rush to start a bunch of different nodes. I think having two and focusing on two is good for now. Getting two spread out, I don't think helps, especially with the new address thing where you have home addresses. I think that really is solidifying the idea of having a focus node, one or two, not a bunch of them, at least in my opinion. So I still have a couple for sale there. I thought I took them all off, but there you go. I have the cheapest mint one right there in Kotoa if you want it, but I might take that off. We'll see. I've got some waterfront ones there too. And as always, if people want to trade, happy to look at trades as well. Hop on our Discord, tell us what trades you're thinking about. Saves a little bit on the commissions and costs. Saud, I don't know how you say it. Someone wants to tell me how to say it. That's awesome. Also, it was a place where I bought a few properties. Same idea. Not planning to start a node anytime soon, but maybe eventually we'll do something or someone else will. And you can see how tiny a lot of these are, right? So small. That'd be really tough to build on those. And then prices get a little higher for the bigger ones. So that's cool to see. And then one thing I want to check too is the collections for the street, because I have a really awesome property that I haven't sold yet. And okay, down to 148, 149 for the Avenida Niemeyer Street in Brazil. And the reason I want to look at that is because, yeah, there's Katoa, there's some of the beachfront properties I've got along here, or bayfront, that's not really a beach. And then all the way down here, my really interesting property that I got really lucky buying. And I've sold most of the stuff I bought in the second release, I should tell you that. I still have some stuff, but I did sell a lot of it up here. Not making huge profits, but made decent profits. And then this is the one that hopefully at some point I make a huge profit on, the Sheraton Rio Hotel and Resort. I do have it listed at 2.9 million. I'd be open to offers, right? I think I have it set so people can offer me anything they want. There's no percentage. And it's so hard to price this property because it's big. I paid 400 some thousand UPEX mint price for it. If we see right here, 481. It's on the beach, right? I think I showed this in the collection video or the release video. I do videos of all my releases if you haven't seen those. Such a cool area. That is so cool, right on the beach. You can see Rio over there. And then it's on a collection street, Avenida Niemeyer. So a ton of things going for it. And this street, right, is not like it's just, let's see here. It's an exclusive street, right? Or no. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong city. Hold on. Did I do it right? There we go. There it is. It's an exclusive collection. So not rare, not ultra rare, but the thing I really like about that street, there's only 38 properties for sale on that entire street. It's a very, very small street. So supply and demand is huge in real estate in Upland, and even though it's not like an ultra rare collection, there's so few properties on this street that I think that will keep the value up on it. So if anybody's interested, shoot me an offer, hop on Discord, shoot me a message, let me know. So that's the update, and I do have my collection here on Rua Henry Ford too. So I was cool. Someone in my Discord told me there's a Henry Ford road. We have a Henry Ford node in Detroit, so I bought some properties there. I'll probably keep those for a while. I thought that was cool. I guess Henry Ford was big in Brazil. They even had a town that was named after him or he helped create. So that was cool to see too. All right. There we go. New changes for Upland, the neighborhood home addresses. Love to see more people dropping into Neponset and doing that. If you want help with building your first one, let us know on Discord. I bet some people will help you out there. Tiny houses are here, but I don't know how big of a help they are if they're still that wide. And Rio's released. We'll see if Rio decides to release even more soon, because there's more to release of it still. Not all the collections have been, neighborhoods have been released yet. So we'll see about that. And of course, we'll have more contests and more stuff coming up there as well. So a lot of cool stuff going on. All right, love the likes, love the comments, love the shares. Keep those coming. Let us know what you think, and we'll be back with more coming up here soon.